not always you're going to be ranking first, right? Sometimes you're not on page 1, sometimes you're not on page 2, sometimes you're on page 6, 7, 8, and that's why there is this emoji here. Oh, I wish I could be first. The thing is, SEO is a long-term process. Of course, when you start setting up things and doing SEO, you're not going to see results right away, specifically for new websites. So yeah, it's quite common that as soon as you get started, you're not ranking on the first page right away. However, that's your goal, right? Your goal is to be, when it comes to SEO, your goal is to be at least in the first page, and really, really ideal case scenario in the top 3 results. And why? Why do you want to be on the first page? Typically, people, they only click on the first result. I even put some statistics to show you guys here. This graph is really interesting. So basically, what these are the 10 organic results that I see on the first page on Google, right? Imagine that 28% of people that make a search, that do a search on Google, they will click on the first result. Only 2% of the users will click on the 10th result, the last result on that page. This is the first page. So imagine the other pages. 70% of people that search anything on Google, they don't go beyond page 1. They stay on page 1 and they click on the top 3 results. That's what the statistics are telling me. So that's why you want to be, of course, on top 3, on top 1, and if not possible, at least on the first page. Cool. So that we just talked about that. So you want to be at least in the first page to get clicks. Okay, now you're telling me stuff that I know, right? I want to be the top result. I know that. So how do we actually make this happen? Well, there are the top 3 SEO ranking factors. Of course, there's much more than 3, but today we're going to talk about the fundamentals, things that are definitely going to help you rank higher on Google. And are you ready to find out what the top 3 SEO factors are?
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. So the top 3 factors are, number 1, you need to make it easy for Google to find your website, index it, and love it. Number 2, your website content needs to meet the user's intent. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, wait a sec, we're going to take a look at one by one. And number 3, your website needs to have a great performance. These are the top 3 SEO factors. In other words, your website needs to be good for Google, good for your customers, and work great. Just heard someone calling someone here. Is it by audio, or can you guys also hear that?
We heard it, but no problem.
Ah, right. Okay, cool. Awesome. So that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I actually can't see the chat somehow, but unmute yourself and let me know if you have any questions about anything that I'm saying. Essentially, these are the top 3 SEO ranking factors that we're going to be talking about.
I have a quick question. And maybe this is just me not being well versed, but the search engines, when they index your site, what are they basing that on?
So Google reads text. So everything, I'll talk about this in a second as well, and I'll show you an example, but everything that is visual on a website, there is a backend behind it, right? So there is a code that structures that page. So what Google is doing is Google or Bing or Yahoo, for that matter, they are reading what's behind that website. And that's text, right? We have words describing what their website is about, what the pages are about, what the blog posts are about. So what Google is doing is they're getting this information and they are saving it in their files. Simply put, that's more or less what indexing means. It just means like saving information about a website. Yeah. And Google, there's a lot of stuff about SEO that Google and Yahoo and Bing and any search engines, they don't talk about, kind of like, they don't really reveal their secrets, right? There is no reason why they would do that. So the precise way of like, how they index websites, it's not something that we know. But we know that this is the order of things. First, they understand, they index, save, and then they show in the rankings. That's how it works.